That's right. We're clapping with 2 hands. And no, I don't have a lower third on, but I do have my tiara on. I'm Mia Voss. Guess who else is here? Christine DeGraff. Hey, girl.
Hey there. It's me, Christine. How are you?
I'm good, honey. How are you?
Yeah, we didn't get your lower third on or anything.
I know.
We're a hot mess today.
Well, I've been too busy listening to saucy things that Chef is saying in the green room.
Yes, extremely.
Don't let that face fool you.
It fooled me, and I was like, whoa.
He's stealing my crown.
He totally did. You're
and there's our lovely Craig Fifield. How are you today, Craig?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
We were just busy making fun of Craig in the green room like we always do because he comes in and then he doesn't say anything because he doesn't want to get all of his snappy lines.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
It's good content, I'm telling you. So we're not even hiding our guest today, are we? We just want him out loud and proud.
There's no hiding him.
No hiding.
No hiding, Chef. Welcome to the show, Chef Dennis.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Luis, as we like to call you. Before we get started, let's talk about our sponsor real quick. Christine, who's our sponsor? Everybody knows, but let's say it anyway.
Holiday Inn, Washington, D.C. And we are so happy that, we have, our audience loves them too. I'm going to bring up a couple comments. Right here we've got David Leopold, who said it looks like a great place to stay and he'll book it on his next trip. Of course, Mark Seidel is always a champion. Shout out to Holiday Inn, Washington, D.C. Central White House. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's indc.com, INNDC.com. And I don't know if we wanted to sing our song. We were going to have Chef join us in our little hotel.
Motel.
Holiday Inn.
Oh, that was awesome. Thank you for that. It's usually just me and Craig, so that was good. All right, so...
well, I can't sing. You guys do realize. I mean, like...
me either.
Well, it never stopped me before, so don't worry.
Yeah, well,
it really hasn't.
Chef is famous for singing on Mia's show.
Oh,
that was awesome.
That was awesome.
And it was
well, I think he's famous for other things too, but I mean that was definitely a highlight.
That was a highlight of my life.
That's when we did that. Remember that one time when you sang on my show?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I'll be not in the nursing home going, I remember the time I sang on Mia Voss's show.
It was amazing.
Speaking of singing, remember when we sang the Happy Birthday to you on your birthday show, Mia?
That was probably the hottest mess I've ever heard in my life.
Do you know what I found out since then?
What?
Happy Birthday is a copyrighted song.
Son of a...
Really?
You're not even allowed to sing it to somebody and record it. But, you know, we did it. And the reason I found out is a couple weeks ago, Dennis and I had a music hangout, and somebody in the audience, it was their birthday, so the band sang Happy Birthday. And then someone told me later, was it you, Craig? No, it was somebody else. They said, that song's copyrighted. You can't do that. And I looked it up, and true enough.
Huh. That calls for 2 things. One, son of a, and then also that's about as dumb as that one comment that we just saw.
I've heard that's why restaurants have their own version.
But you know what makes me wonder about this too is I'm sure that, you know, Hotel Motel Holiday Inn, which check out Mark's comment, they sing like that like a bunch of white people.
That's true.
As Greg Boysaw would say, well, you are white.
Yes,
and we are. Do you want to do a couple comments? We do have some fun ones over here. I really wish somebody would tell me how to say Andridge's name because I'm going to jack it up and I just moved it. But Andridge says hello. He says hi to everybody. We also.
I think it's just Andrew.
Is it Andrew, but he just likes to jack with us?
Yes, I think so.
It worked. I like it. Joe Ray says, howdy, getting ready to watch y'all with 2 French bread pizzas, bachelor food. Nicely done. Hi, bye, Chef.
Here's Carmen Mandich says, ready and waiting with much anticipation. Yes, hello, everyone. We've got Sunny in the audience. She wants us to have a great show.
Watch this. Cad Wallater. How's that?
There you go.
Nice.
And Greg Trujillo. He was our very first guest on our show.
He was. And look, here's his sidekick. I'm not sure Plus is ready for the awesomeness of this combo. Chef, Mia, Christine, Craig, all in one place. I'm there. So if she's out there, hi, girlfriend.
Oh, and David Schiffman wants to know why it's dark outside my windows. Well, it's not a very sunny day. So I don't know what to say.
That's filed under I got nothing. And then David Leopold, hi David, says, this must be Chef Dennis Littley week. A great personal story to share about a wonderful person. Thanks, Christine and Mia. And Susan Sarah, and we're saying that because, Chef, you were on with Susan the other day and gave us some info we didn't know about. So are you guys ready to launch into Chefy and talk about, what's your story, Chef, right? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, Chefy, it's on you. And go.
And go. That's
yeah, that's it. We just started this.
That's it. Well, I grew
Not a
up
lot of romancing.
It started way back. How long ago?
So far back, in a little two-room shack on the southern border of Arkansas. Now, anyway, well, I was born in Louisiana, and I was born in an Army camp, actually, in Fort Polk, and moved to Texas at an early age because my mother's family was all there. Now, I'm half Mexican, and that's on my mom's side, and my father was English-Irish, and he just had some problems adapting there, so we moved back to New Jersey. He was born in Philadelphia, so that was it. So that's how I wound up in the Garden State for most of my life.
Right.
And grew up there and started cooking at an early age because my mom was a nurse, and she would sleep during the day because she worked all night, so she could be home when we needed her for things. And that's when I really started cooking. I started watching a guy on TV called Graham Kerr, was the Galloping Gourmet.
I got such a kick out of that when you said that the other day. Do you guys remember the Galloping Gourmet?
I used to watch the Frugal Gourmet.
I did too. Yep.
Yeah.
He was okay, but now the Galloping Gourmet, he was so far ahead of his time, how he acted. And at that time, it was just Julia Child and him were on. That was it.
Right.
And Julia wasn't cool enough for everyone to watch because she was this, woman cooking in the kitchen, which at that time, it was a housewife's job to do that. But when a man did it, that elevated the job completely. I know, and coming from having a mother who worked all her life and supported us, sometimes
right.
I totally appreciate working women and how hard they work. So you'll never hear that from me. But Graham was once classified as the most dangerous man in America by the American Heart Association because of all the heavy cream and butter he used. So, I mean, that was how I cooked for most of my cooking career, heavy cream and butter. Now I've started to change that over the years and switched out, trying to be a little bit healthier, but for the longest time that was my mainstay. But he just would make people moan and make people happy. And, when I was cooking in a restaurant, that was my sole purpose. Or like when I walked out in the dining room and it was quiet because people were just eating, I was really happy. That was the best part of it. So, and my training came from various sources. Mama Jeanette, who I don't talk about too much in a couple of my posts, she's the one that trained me at an early age, taught me how to listen to food, and how to get the most out of food. And
was that somebody? How old were you when you first met with Mama Jeanette?
I was in my teens, my late teens.
And how do you listen to food? Can you explain that a little?
Like this?
You put your head in the cabinet.
Yeah. It depends. Those things, those telephones used to make out of cans?
Yeah.
Put it over your ears. It's just knowing what to do with it or what goes with it. You hold it, you taste it, you commune with it a little bit, and, or you're making something, and she said just listen to it, and it will tell you what to put in with it. And that's where I really learned to blend foods, and it became intuitive. And she had said that was in me all the time. It was not something you can teach someone, either have the ability or not. So she just showed me how to awaken that. And Mama Jeanette was an interesting person. She was a French, Cajun, Italian, so it made for quite a blend of deliciousness.
Now, I have zero cooking skills, like zero.
Me too.
Absolute zero. And one of my big things is I guess I don't listen to the food, and I also don't listen to the recipe to the point of I don't even measure. Now that I find that works okay. Like if you're making like spaghetti sauce, you don't really need to measure. You could taste it. But if you're baking a cake,
well, that's a whole story.
And you don't measure the ingredients, it's a hit or miss. And
that ain't right.
Now, baking is a whole different thing, and if there's flour involved, then you got to measure. I mean, if you're baking with other things, sometimes you can get away with it if it's not that critical. But if there's flour and different ingredients, baking soda and baking powder, then you need to be kind of specific, or you need to really know what you're doing. I have friends that can tell you exactly what everything does and how much and why you put it in, and if you put a half a teaspoon of this in, you need a teaspoon of this. So
Right.
I mean, you can't get to that point, but that ain't me.
I just want to pull up this comment from Mark. How do you listen to food? Mushrooms, apparently.
Mia knows if I'm going to bake cookies, it's going to be from the grocery store. Just going to go to the grocery
it is
store, get my
I-
cookies.
I stick my head in the fridge and try and listen to the food, and all I hear is the beer.
Beer calling.
It's
To
the
drown
loudest.
out. But you know what? I always say that about writing. I'm like, gosh, I'm a terrible writer, but I'm a great reader. So you know what? That's what we're all here for. We're here to eat the food. You know, you need everybody. You know, everybody loves to eat, right?
Hey, Candace says, oh my gosh, my food doesn't talk to me, or if it does, it's speaking a whole other language.
But I think that's what your Mama Jeanette was saying, right, Chefy? That it's like not everybody's got that gift.
No, it's just, you kind of start to feel what it should do and what it needs and what other foods will go with it. I mean, when I would throw, chicken in the pan and look around at what I had, certain items would call to me, and it was just, and then as I added more items in, then other items would come to me to put into it. And it wasn't like, and I read a lot, but I never, when I follow recipes, I don't really follow recipes. Like I'll pick up a magazine and go, that looks like a good idea. And then that's as far as it goes. I won't look to see what they put in it. I'll just look at the picture or the title, and then I'll start making it from there. Because you can't reinvent the wheel every day. I mean, there's so many recipes out there. Everybody comes up with their own variation of it. Like I was telling Susan, I had this what sounded like it was going to be an amazing dish at this Cuban restaurant, and it came out, and I went, oh. The description was so good. It had me so worked up. So now
Don't you hate that, like when you order something at a restaurant and the disappointment, if it's not what you expected, is like almost devastating. It's like your whole evening is ruined.
Well, it's worse
Really
for me
is.
because I always imagine how I'll make it, and then it comes out and it's not, and I'm like, oh boy, I said they really need to reevaluate this dish. It could be so much better. And then sometimes, I'll have purists say, well, that's not paella, you put this in it, or that's not this, you put this in it. Like when I was making tiramisu the other day, Nazim Beltran, as soon as I said I was using Kahlua, his eyes rolled back in his head, and it was like, oh my God. I said, don't judge me until you taste it.
Don't judge it. That's right. Oh, I should totally see
When
that.
you eat food, Chef, do you find, since you're so experienced, do you end up more disappointed? Like when I look at websites or people's certain like social media strategies, I end up, it kills me. It pains me to see what people are doing. Do you end up doing that in the restaurant all the time?
I do, and it's because it could be so much better. Something as simple as a cheesesteak, Christine. For years I get cheesesteaks, living in Philadelphia. They cook the crap out of that meat. It's a dry, terrible mess. Why? I don't
And
understand.
why are they so famous? I don't eat cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. I don't like them.
Well, yeah, the meat is usually cooked.
They don't
Three
chop
times as
it
long
up.
as
They
it
don't,
used to be.
you know.
Yeah, and then they
I
use
think
it
it's
as-
because I'm from the
They
Midwest.
put
and I
they
like
put
them.
cheese whiz on it.
Oh.
Oh,
that
no,
ain't
not
right.
cheese
That
whiz.
hurts.
Not on mine. I mean, cheese whiz is if you get the stuff in a can, it's okay, just for snacking. But but no, I made one the other day here because you can't get a cheesesteak in Florida, at least one that remotely looks like one. And it was one of the best cheesesteaks I had because I did not overcook the meat. So it's it's rough when you go into some place. And for years, my wife will tell you that I always like going to the Old Country Buffet because I had no expectations.
Yep.
Right?
I would go in there, and I was never disappointed because I had no expectations. So when you go into a place and you're pleasantly surprised when something is really good, as opposed to thinking this is going to be a great meal, and then it comes out and it's mediocre at best.
Yeah, I actually end up ordering all the same stuff all the time because it's like when I sit down, I'm hungry. I don't want to risk screwing up my meal. I want to eat.
Yeah, if I'm not sure of the restaurant, chicken parm is usually a safe bet.
Somebody, Kim Boltman says that she is making your chicken and shrimp pepperoni tonight, by the way.
I heard. She told me earlier.
Yeah, got everybody's loving your comments too.
That is one tasty dish too.
Oh,
That sounds awesome.
It's so good. You made it the other day. All right, so Chef, so tell us, so how you got your formal training then?
Well, my formal training came as an apprentice.
Nice.
After I got done looking at the grass is always greener and following, I was a musician for a while. I played in bands. I wrote commercials. I wrote a jingle for the local television station. And
Okay, who knew that? Anybody?
Nice.
No.
Okay, so that was my first one, and then I picked up a camera, and I started taking. I was going out with this girl that liked ballet, and I had a camera, so I went up to this ballet performance and took these pictures, and the local art foundation needed them for something, so I took them in, and they gave me some pictures. Says, well, we can't pay you, but we'll give you a photography class. And this guy that I had worshipped, Scott Griswold, he was the most amazing black and white photographer I'd ever seen, was upstairs. He goes, he'll critique them for you. So I took him up there, and I'm like, okay. I'm so nervous. And he said, like, one of them, the guy looked like a one-arm Laotian boat person, the way I had taken the picture. So he gets done tearing them apart. So then I started taking classes with him, and I became an apprentice photographer with him. So I studied, and I was with a master black and white photographer. So that I did for years, and I did fashion, and I did fine art photography.
Wow.
And I actually had stuff in magazines, and we did some stuff for Glamour and Vogue and different things like that too. So that was interesting.
You're versatile.
So then I went back.
Like Madonna.
But I wasn't making any money. It was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot, but I wasn't making any money. So then a friend of mine said, this restaurant has an opening. They're looking for an apprentice, 2 master chefs, to start training. So I went over there. They paid me absolutely nothing. I pretended like I really didn't know anything, and I didn't know enough, and they taught me some other aspects of cooking and worked my way up the line. And by the end of the summer, 3 months, I was the guy in the corner cooking the meals and doing the bulk of the work when these 2 master chefs would do other things. So
Right.
I kind of elevated pretty quickly. And I went to school, too, and I got my credits in food science and different things.
What's your favorite food and your favorite both to eat and to cook?
Italian.
Good question.
Yeah, I love Italian food, and I love to blend food.
Good
but
one.
paella is really, really fun to eat. And
What is?
paella?
Yeah, it really
I
is.
don't think I've ever had that.
One of the best paellas I had was in Nice, France, which used to be part of Italy at one time, so it was multicultural. But a good paella is a wonderful thing. The saffron rice and all the different meats and seafoods and things. I love seafood, so if there's shrimp in it, all the better. Mussels and clams go well with everything. So that's one of my favorite dishes to both eat and to make. But nothing to me beats just a good plate of pasta.
Oof.
If I'm hungry and I don't have time, you don't even have to throw any meat on it for me because I don't eat beef. So I'll make, and sausage very rarely. I'll have some, but I'm not a big pork eater anymore either. But just a plate of pasta. In the restaurant, I never ate. As a chef, I was kind of funny, and I didn't always eat what I cooked. It was kind of an odd kind of thing. If I made something that I wouldn't eat all night long, and even at the school they're going, you never eat what you make. And I said, no, I don't want to see it anymore after I've cooked it. I don't eat. But every now and then I'd take some good jumbo lump crab meat and throw it in a pan with a little sauce and eat that over pasta too. That was one of my favorites.
Oh, yummy.
Nice.
Who made the mistake of showing up hungry today?
Yeah, my stomach's actually growling.
I know, me too. I'm hoping that's why I just muted myself.
I'm thinking, oh yeah, I think I need to go to the grocery store and get some pasta.
I love pasta.
Some bolognese.
And good pasta too.
Do you make? Have you done homemade pasta?
I have, but I don't usually do it.
Labor
I
intensive,
like
right?
dry pasta, and I use DeCecco. I mean, some of these brands I'm so faithful to and I've used for all my life. But it really is a good, and you almost can't damage it. You can overcook it, and it still comes back.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a very forgiving pasta, and very well-made pasta, and the sauce clings to it really well. One company I knew, Checo, had made this whole machinery because their pasta was so famous back in the 80s for them to make their own pasta, but what they neglected to tell them was you need to age the tubes and all the things that the pasta's extruding through, because it needs to get these pores and these nicks and these little things, because that's what the sauce clings to. So they were making this pasta with the same formula. They gave them the recipe, same formula, same machinery, but it was coming out so smooth that you'd sauce it and it would just, the sauce would just go off of it. It wouldn't put into it.
Hey, here's a question for you, a technical question. What do you think about using the big spoon with the pasta? Because when I learned that when I moved to New York, I didn't know anything about Italian food, and then I became like a total Italian food hooker. Do you use the big spoon with the pasta?
I should.
I love it.
I'm a mess when I eat pasta. Like I ate some show Monday.
I can just see him like a little kid covered.
Oh, I slurp it up.
Like Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah. I don't care who's watching. I'll bite it and just let pieces fall off. You know, I'm a man.
I can't wait to see that in person, by the way.
And talking about seeing that, can we talk about you guys, Chef and Mia, have a new show starting tomorrow, right? Called Food and Booze.
Food and Booze. You know what I realized too, Chefy? I need to go on a workout program because I'm going to be wearing my stretchy pants if I keep this up with food and booze.
That's always the goal of when I cook for people too. Is that I want to make sure they have to unbuckle their belts at the table or unzip their pants. So.
And burp.
You can just switch to doing a podcast, Mia.
Yeah, I should just start podcasting, right? She sounds so thin. Oh, she's not. She's actually not. So yeah, we're starting a new little gig. Chef, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Mia and I have been talking about this for a while, and we're trying to figure out how we could do something together because we both crack each other up all the time, and to get in the same room together would be a wonderful thing. And alcohol just came to mind right away. And then food, praise the Lord, right?
Praise the Lord is right.
Gotta have some bacon and some other food and all kinds of things in there, and we just thought it would be a great way to do it. Plus, we always want to get out and meet all of our friends all over the world.
Yep.
And we thought, what better way to do it than to try and do some meetups in their cities, go to restaurants that might be around there, and of course that could help pay for the trip too. If we can get some sponsors, we're.
I know it. We have to give a shout out to Nazim because the idea was born on a private hangout with Nazim Beltram because Susan Sarah was going to visit and he said he was going to cook for her, and I was like whining like I want to go, and then all of a sudden I was like, hey, why don't we do a show called Eat, Pray, Drunk?
Yeah, I like that.
And, but it made me laugh because I think I was drinking at the time. Right, or leaving wine glasses, as Christine says, all over the house too, because that's my other bad thing. Let's see how many. We should start a count of how many wine glasses I leave, Christine.
Right.
At a restaurant, and then and then we just, this wasn't that long ago. We're just like, hey, why don't we just do a show called Food and Booze? Everybody loves food and booze.
Oh my God, yeah, and it went over so well.
You love food.
Just thought it was a great idea.
Yeah.
What are you actually going to talk about on the show?
Well, tomorrow's show, we decided to go ahead and get started just to get some in the can. Tomorrow's show, I'm going to be visiting a restaurant here in Denver that are friends of mine, so we've got some history, and they happen to just be rolling out their new spring menu, and my dog's excited about it, apparently. Yay, Maggie, you're not going.
He knows there's going to be some prime rib bones involved.
Yeah, that's what she's thinking. So it'll be kind of fun. Like when Chef and I get together, it'll be great if we're going to do the IRLs. But in the meantime, like Chef will be at home, and we'll be talking with Chef Eli about the new spring menu. And then I think it's a chance for chefs to also say, this is what I like. What do you think? And so we're going to kind of be at their mercy and eat and drink whatever they put in front of us.
Pretty much. Just let them serve us and keep us trying things, and we'll do our best. I mean, we're not promising anything, but if we like it, we're going to like it because we do love food.
Man, I love food. And that was it.
It sounds really interesting.
We thought so too. So we'll see. That starts tomorrow. Food and booze. So that was
you can't just drink wine though, Mia. You need to let them make their house specialty cocktails and stuff like that.
Isn't that a tequila bar you're going to tomorrow?
What'd you say?
Isn't that a tequila bar tomorrow?
No, that one's Billy. This one actually, this one is fun. They have a ton of microbrews from here in Colorado. So I will try it. They actually have, we call it the Mia Connect at that bar because I come in and I'm like, I want a glass of Chardonnay and a short glass of milk stout. That is called the Mia Connect. That is what.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's the oddest combination that makes me so happy. I love milk stout, so it's not just that. So anyway, yeah, that's our little shtick going on.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you guys need to come to Philly.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's.
As a matter of fact, I already told Mia
That's
when Restaurant Week is in Philly. Actually, it's 2 weeks. Restaurant Week in Atlantic City, and I'm sure Washington D.C. has one. I'd like to meet you guys down there if you go there.
Wouldn't that be fun? Oh wait,
Yeah.
what's Craig got going on? Lance says I love meals where Lance is encouraged. I don't know if that's what he meant, but I like it anyway. What other comments, you guys? I love, let's see, listening. Carmen says, listen to food. I always heard that really good dishes sing. Oh, and apparently I did say Sunny's name right because she swooned. You guys have any other comments?
Yeah, Greg is grabbing a drink already. I like that.
Nice. That's a good thing, getting everybody boozing up.
Get them up, yeah. Yeah, and
Sunny wants you guys to come to the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
I'm telling you, we'll love to come to a city near you. Just hook us up with a restaurant, and
Well, that's kind of the fun thing. I mean, Craig would, come out to East Coast. Christine would come out to Philly. We know Lynn is out in Napa Valley. Lance is down in New Orleans. Again, I really need to get on that workout program.
Yeah, we'll have to develop a new each your way. You'll see us on infomercials later. We did Mia and Chef Dennis, and now we're doing 104. We can't do 90 because it's too much. PX 90 now.
P90X, yeah.
Yeah, Mia will become a spokesperson for Jenny Craig or something.
And then when we go visit Craig, he'll make us go get our swole on and work out before.
Yeah.
As long as we don't end up at the Betty Ford, we'll be all right. Okay.
And whoever wants an adjoining suite next to me, I've got one already. So let's roll. That's probably be me and Craig. The fridge looks good. Well, we just chatted our way right up to the end.
Well, that's good.
I know, that was really good. Any other comments, guys? I know everybody's just going nuts. Oh, Lisa wants to know if you have a recipe, a vegetarian paella recipe.
Lisa, I wanted to make that actually now that you say it, and I do have a recipe for it, and I've been thinking about making it. Not being a vegetarian, I don't always think about vegetables, but I've gone on a little bit healthier kick now, and my vegetarian paella is root vegetables with the paella. Okay, so think in those terms when you make your paella. Get some really good root vegetables in there, and I would roast them. I would do your rice separately, and then just serve it in paella style. So make a nice saffron rice with maybe a few little veggies in it for flavor, and then get some turnips, some rutabagas, some potatoes, some nice hard squash, and different root vegetables like that, and just really roast them with some fennel and garlic and onions, and let it all caramelize, and then just make a nice little vegetarian paella.
He's killing me. I don't know about you guys.
One more real quick from Vivek. He wants to know what is all of our favorite vegetarian foods.
Favorite food.
I know I like veggie subs. I make veggie sub and melt a little cheese on it, and I really like that.
I just like straight up salad. I eat salad almost every single day.
Arugula. I'm a huge arugula fan. Love the spicy of it.
Roasted vegetables for me. I mean, that's the best. Olive oil, salt, and pepper. Put them in the oven for 30, 40 minutes.
I love doing the Brussels sprouts like that. Just chopping them up real fine.
Don't say Brussels sprouts ever again, please.
That's the only way.
You know what that means? That means more for me.
Yeah.
Anybody does not, I'm like, oh, good, I'll finish yours.
I like lima beans, but I can't do Brussels. I can't do broccoli or Brussels sprouts unless broccoli, if it's in something else that has a lot of cheese on it. Other than that, no. So in other words, if I can't taste the broccoli, you could possibly sneak it in on me.
I know for me that broccoli smells the same way cooking as it does afterwards. So.
Hey.
After what?
When it starts to come out.
I wanted to tell you, Chef, that you cannot imagine how many people feel so much better when you said that you eat the pre-cooked bacon. And I said something to Greg because he had pre-cooked bacon. I was like, hey, Chef gave you the thumbs up for that. I don't know why. I think there's people that felt guilty.
My mom, for the last few years before she passed away, I introduced her to that because she loved bacon. But especially when you get older, cooking it. And like I said, I don't own a microwave, so forget that. But if I did big batches, it's in the oven is the easiest way to cook it. But that pre-cooked bacon, I get that out. It's ready. I still heat it up in a pan, at least make myself feel better. I put it in a pan and heat it up. But it's really, really good, and it's easy, and your house doesn't smell like bacon for the rest.
There you go. I use George Foreman, but that's a better one. What are you gonna say?
Real quick. I was watching I don't know if it was a rerun or whatever of Shark Tank. And one of the inventions was a bacon alarm clock. You actually had a box next to your bed that you put the bacon in the night before, and it would turn on at some point and start cooking it so you could wake up to the smell of bacon. And the sharks were like, you want an oven next to your bed while you're sleeping? Like, is this not kind of a fire hazard? This sounds very dangerous.
And uncooked pork sitting out all night.
All night long. We're talking a serious health violation.
A lot of violations going on there.
On so many levels, exactly.
No.
All right,
Chef Dennis, give us how we can reach you, and
okay.
We'll post links to the show for tomorrow. I'm sure many people are going to tune in.
Great. Well, you can find me across most media as Ask Chef Dennis. My website, AskChefDennis.com, on Pinterest, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, Instagram. I'm pretty much a social media whore, so I'm everywhere. And,
we have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. Of course, on my two shows, Good Day Google Plus on Fridays, and then Around the Kitchen Table on Mondays, and of course, Food and Booze with
Voss. What's on Good Day Google Plus this week?
Good Day Google Plus this week it's an interesting combination. I have Lisa Hovnanian. She's coming in to talk about exercise, beach body, which beached whale maybe, beach body no. Okay. And I have, oh my God, Mark Ensign is coming on. Oh, geez, our friend from Georgia.
Carolyn or no, Tina?
No, not from geez. Oh my God, my brain is like a city. I can at least claim old age.
I got nothing.
So Stan Bush. Stan Bush is
fun.
And also I have.
I know. I was gonna go look it up.
Worth. I know. I have to too. And it's terrible, but I talk to so many people during the day that I almost forget what I'm doing. And Sue Aston is coming on. Oh my God!
Awesome! I love her.
Yay!
She's
so fun.
She's like the funnest person to be around. She is just really nice. So.
Yeah, actually, Sue and her son Dan are going to be our next remote hangout on air. It's going to be on June 29th on My Music Hangout, and I love them. They are awesome.
That's going to be so fun.
Absolutely. You should talk to Heather Faye, too. Have you ever talked to her?
No.
For a remote.
On your show. That's right. Oh, you should.
She has such a sweet voice. Actually, she's starting a new show of her own coming on, too. I just got something from her.
I like it.
Yeah. I'm writing it down so I could look her up.
Great.
And she's super cute. So yay! And then we want to thank Holiday in DC, ndc.com, INNDC.com. Yay! Thank you.
Yay! And I have to put this up. Sunny says, "Just say no to Brussels sprouts."
Send me yours. More for me.
Can I leave you with my new little song?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ready? Who's the leader of the club that's made for you and me? GOOGLEPLUS, Google Plus.
Google. I need to get that calls for that, Chefy. I have not busted it out this week, but awesome. Thank you, Chef. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I'm excited to do our show tomorrow too.
Absolutely, we're gonna have some fun.
Yay! Hey, Christine, what do you have going on this week? Give us your quick call to action.
This week, going to your show, watching your show tomorrow, watching both your shows on Friday, and I don't have any other shows this week. So
because you already had your My Music Hangout.
That was last night. Yep. And
we post that one so we can all see it on here too.
That was awesome. We had Ars Nova, and they were awesome.
Yay!
Completely awesome.
Cool.
It's so fun. What about you, Brother Craig? What you got?
Nothing special this week. Just circloscope.com. Check us out and get your circles on.
Yeah, we're both, Craig and I are busy testing.
Craig Army. Hey, I learned I have a new hashtag for Bob. Somebody told me that when I just do rock the tripod, I should just do only 3. I really wish I had thought of that one, but rock the tripod, everybody. And I'm actually going to have Lisa's husband, Stefan, is coming on my show along with Ben Fisher, Rebecca Radis, and Eric Enga, and it's going to be Ask the Expert. So, yay for Friday, too. I literally am just going to sit back with a notepad and be like, oh, y'all go ahead. Just take notes. So. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.